Hello everyone, this is Kayvon Atkinson, and today I'm here to discuss the 2015 Listeria monocytogenes outbreak that was involved in the Bluebell Creamery's facilities. I'll go over some of the identification, traceback, and inspection procedures that were involved, as well as the analysis, product recall, and eventual final actions. Now, the initial discovery of the Listeria contamination was actually in a South Carolina shipping facility as opposed to a manufacturing facility in early 2015. Now, after the positive Listeria results were found, some traceback measures were implemented, which led to a Texas manufacturing and shipping facility, which also yielded positive Listeria results, especially for a line called Scoops that was distributed to local hospitals, as well as multiple products that were made on the same manufacturing line. Now, additional identification of contaminated ice cream cups led to a Kansas hospital that was then sourced to a facility in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, where the ice cream actually came from. The FDA inspections in the Broken Arrow facility yielded 12 violations, such as poor building and equipment design. This poor design really led to a lot of difficult cleaning in the facility and with the cleaning equipment itself. Really, it contributed to a lot of old ingredient buildup, which led to the microbial proliferation. Other violations consisted of poor standard sanitary operating procedures for employees. There was evidence of obviously soiled hands working with food, and the soiled hand, the stuff getting into the food. Also with really unfit product storage temperature environments, along with a lot of physical and chemical contaminants that were actually leaking into the food. There was evidence of a lot of condensate dripping directly into the ice cream itself, as well as a lot of unclean food surfaces where the chemicals were actually getting into the food. Now, additional violations included just kind of general poor building maintenance that led to a lot of poor equipment upkeep as well, that kind of created this general unfit environment to manufacture food such as ice cream. A lot of similar inspection results were also seen in the Texas manufacturing facility, as well as a later inspection done in Alabama, where fewer violations were found, but there were still things that were contributing to the growth of the Listeria. Now, the analysis after all the inspections were completed yielded very similar genomic profiles of Listeria reports from previous years that were of unknown origins. A lot of them that were from the Kansas areas and Arizona as well. They were thought to be just hospital-acquired infections, but after the similar genomic profiles were yielded, it was the results found, or the results stated that the Bluebell Creamery facilities were actually the ones that were responsible for this contamination, as opposed to just a hospital-acquired infection. After all of the database results were pulled together, it was found that a total of 10 people were actually infected with the Listeria monocytogenes, with the largest infection as well as the death rate seen in Kansas. They had 5 total infections. 3 of those were actually deaths, all of these were really as a result of the Bluebell Creameries. They're just kind of complete negligence. Now, a product recall was issued, especially with the Scoops ice cream line that seemed to be very prevalent in the hospitals, as well as some restaurants, and this was done in March of 2015. Bluebell later issued a complete recall of all their products, just as kind of a prophylactic measure, but also because the Listeria was found in their facilities, so there was a high possibility of it being in all of their products. As far as the final actions go, no legal action was taken against Bluebell Creameries for the contamination of their products. Additionally, Bluebell in the States, they in order to get their products back on the shelves, they partnered with the FDA as well as the local Department of Health for the various states, such as Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, to adhere to the most stringent sanitary procedures possible, so that way they could get their products back on the shelves. And just kind of prevent these, violations from ever happening again, or for any outbreaks to happen again. Now, the findings really demonstrated really Bluebell's almost just complete lack of adherence to basic sanitary procedures, as well as any control measures to really suppress the proliferation of harmful microbes as much as possible, such as the Listeria. All of the violations that were found really were 100% preventable if they actually would have taken the time to design a good facility, make the equipment easier to clean, and they just didn't do it. They didn't have any HACCP procedures implemented, so if they really would have taken the time to make a HACCP plan, as well as other preventative measures to really control the growth of Listeria, then this just would have never happened, and they could make their, they would have had safer products and not have had to have had a recall. Now, even after all of this, Bluebell is doing what they're supposed to do. They've implemented proper HACCP procedures, and this is really evidenced by their products being put back on the shelf, because they have done all they can to ensure the safest food products possible in the prevention of any kind of harmful microbial outbreak, such as the Listeria, from happening again. If you have any questions, please put them below, and thank you.